Hello, everyone. Welcome to badgerbeat.com. Time to check out Tom Oates' grades from the Badgers' 26-24 win over Iowa here at Kinnick Stadium. Oatesy, a thrilling win, but a lot of flaws in this game, and the grades maybe not as high as last week's win over Nebraska. We start first with the offense, a B+.
Well, a lot of flaws, in part because they played a pretty good team. That's always a very good team at home. But I thought the offense performed very well. Melvin Gordon had 200 yards. It was a struggle for him. I mean, he had a lot of no gain, -1, +1s, and Iowa was geared to stop him. He broke one long one and in the fourth quarter on the final touchdown drive, it was pretty much all him all the time. Just a terrific performance by Melvin. I thought Joel Stave played his best game as a Badger. Under control at all times, made a few plays, even made a play with his feet there toward the end. That's the kind of offense I think was, and Tanner McAvoy was a nice change of pace with the long touchdown run. That's the way I think. That's probably as well as this offense can play, or that style of play is probably as well as this offense can play, given the personnel. And so I thought offense was very good.
Well, the one area where we were all surprised today, folks, was the defense, and Oates gives them a C, largely because of some breakdowns in the pass defense.
Yeah, nice job against the run. I think Iowa had 101 yards rushing, and they're a rushing team. I mean, they're like Wisconsin. They like to run the ball and play defense and throw the ball off the run. And Wisconsin never let Iowa get going at any point in the running game. I thought they did a terrific job of that. But, I kind of wondered what would happen when some of the blitzes Wisconsin was doing didn't get home, and when a quarterback who had a decent arm, which Jake Rudock had, he had a decent arm, and could they make some plays against that secondary? And he made a bunch of plays in the second half against the secondary, and Iowa got right back in the game. Run defense was very good. Pass defense was very poor for it. A C grade is about right. They still won the game and made enough stops, especially in the first half. I thought played a very good first half, but second half they let the passing game get away from them.
Oates, your special teams grade today was a B, and obviously the one thing that I think a lot of fans look at is the great anomaly that is Rafael Gaglianone with the 50-yard field goal, but then misses a conversion kick that all of a sudden puts the scoreboard situation in some dire straits at different points. I mean, a 3-point game or whatever it might have been over the course of the game would have been a lot better had that kick gone through, and I thought that really had a major impact on the football game.
Well, you always wonder when you expect the game to be fairly tight if a missed field goal, a missed extra point will hurt it. It didn't happen that way, but I think it influenced how the rest of the game was played in some respects. Kid's got a really strong leg. Now you just can't miss point after touchdowns. No. It's just it's the shortest field goal you can kick, but he's got a strong leg, and he's made 10 field goals in a row. He's really proven his worth as a kicker. But consistency is the next is part of the deal, and I think it's the next step for him, where every kick is it's pretty much automatic. But you can't argue with that leg, especially after if people remember the last year and all the troubles they had with 2 or 3 kickers and never quite figured things out. I'd also like to commend Alex Endicott, the kickoff guy, who did a really terrific job. I probably didn't mention that in the paper, but I thought his kickoffs either were touchbacks or were high kickoffs right around the goal line that caused short returns. Really nice job, I thought, by Alex Endicott.
And the other thing we should note, too, it was Gaglianone's first visit to Iowa City. We keep forgetting sometimes he's just a freshman. But coaching today, the grade of B, obviously a number of adjustments had to be made because of, as you mentioned, all the pressure that various parts of this operation today the Badgers faced. And I thought, all in all, a pretty fair grade for the coaching staff.
Yeah, it's hard when a team is geared up to stop Melvin Gordon, and he's your bell cow. I mean, he's the guy that has to perform. It's funny, I got an email during the game, or a text or a tweet from a guy during the game, and he said, "Isn't it time they start throwing the ball down the field and forget about Melvin Gordon?" And literally the next play, he broke an 88-yard run. Well, that's why, and I've mentioned this on several occasions over the course of the season, is this staff is to be commended because they stick with what they do well. And no offense, and I thought Joel Stabby played a great game today.
Yeah.
But do you want Joel Stabby throwing the ball or Melvin Gordon running the ball? And what I mean by that is you have to stick with what you do best. And they stuck with Melvin Gordon, and in the end, they won the game.
And lastly, let's see the overall grade today, a B. A pretty fair grade, and on a win that now sets up one of the bigger Minnesota-Wisconsin football games, especially now that in this slot here in the regular season finale, that in recent memory. It should be a dandy game next week for Paul Bunyan's Axe.
Yeah, I'm going to have to talk to your dad and find out when the last time a really important Wisconsin-Minnesota game was. But no, when you think about it, this is a tough place to play. Iowa's a good team. I don't think they're a great team this year. But they are a good team.
Right.
They were in contention for the West Division title. They're physical. They're tough. This is a great home field advantage. To come in here and win is great. Now, it probably would have been more impressive if it ended up 35-10 or something like that. But no, it's a good win. It's a really good win to come in here. I've been coming down here for a long time, and it's never easy here, and it's always physical, and that's exactly what this game was. And hey, bring on the Gophers. I think it's terrific that Paul Bunyan's Axe won't be the focal point of this game. And often in the past it was because they weren't playing for anything. Well, now these two teams are playing for the same prize, which is the Big Ten championship game. So, I thought it's just going to be a terrific game.
Should be a great week leading up to the game next week at Camp Randall, 2:30 kickoff, the Badgers and the Gophers, for Paul Bunyan's Axe, and as Oates said, a place in the Big Ten championship game. For Tom Oates, I'm Rob Hernandez. These have been Oates' grades from the Badgers win at Iowa.